Hey, welcome back, everybody. Microphone check, please. Can we get a mic check? If my audio sounds good, then put a 1. If my audio don't sound good, put a 2. Thomas, you a liar, man. How everybody got a 1 but you, huh? I'm just fucking with you. What up, everybody? Nancy, I see you. One world, one hood, ruler. Everybody in the building, I'm so happy to see y'all. How y'all doing today? How everybody doing today? We about to get it in. How everybody doing today? Right, good day to you too, B-Boy Arch. Okay, with no further ado, let's get right into today's Monday Mystery School. This is part 4. We're incorporating our Turtles Island series into the Mystery School. And we're going to talk about this Turtles All the Way Down concept and also the Royal Beehive. We'll be getting into sacred geometry. A lot of this is self-explanatory. If you followed me on the previous series, if you've been following me with this turtle series, you know that I showed you that when you see the turtles stacked upon the turtles, that they do that in nature. I showed you turtles stacked upon turtles in nature. And that's just to show you that even turtles know that the best way to organize ourselves or organize energy is the path of least resistance. And everything, like I told y'all on the previous video, will make the shape of a pyramid when it organizes itself. For example, if you go in the kitchen and pour sugar on the floor, it'll naturally make this shape. It's a pile. And the root word of pile is pie because it's shaped like a pie slice. Now, with that being said, let's start with our collage and then we'll hop right into the slides. In the top left corner, that's artwork from what's called Turtles All the Way Down. So when you see the artwork up there in the top left corner with the turtles stacked upon the turtles, Turtles All the Way Down is an expression of the problem of infinite regress. The saying alludes to the mythological idea of a world turtle that supports the earth on its back. Now that's flat earth cosmology. We went over that in the previous videos. It suggests that this turtle rests on the back of an even larger turtle, which itself is a part of a column of increasingly large turtles that continues indefinitely, which indefinitely is another word for infinity, because it can't be defined. It's beyond finite explanation, so it's infinite. Definite. It's something, so you can't define it. So the thing about it is, all the images we looking at now and what we just read is just poetry to express magnetic energy. Magnetic energy is the one that's shaping these things this way. For example, like I said, if you go in the kitchen and pour out sugar on the floor, it's going to be a pyramid naturally. And why? Why don't it make a star when you pour the sugar out? Why don't it make a circle on the floor when you pour the sugar out? Because once you start studying electromagnetism, you understand that we're inside of the ether. And the ether is another way of saying a divine intelligence that permeates through all things. And it organizes things in this reality in pyramid shapes. So what the ancestors call Mount Meru was you can look at Earth like a giant pyramid that flattens out as you get to the outer edges of it. That's where we're at on the flat part. But as you go to the North Pole, you ascend. Because Earth is a giant ant bed or pile of life. Everything in nature take this path of least resistance. So the ancestors building pyramids ain't no different than the ants building pyramids. Everything in nature understand that the pyramid is the most stable and easiest, simple, sacred shape. You came out of a pyramid, out of your mother's legs. Okay? So we all live in pyramids called houses. Today we're going to talk about the way we build our house, starting with the foundation, then we build a body, then we build a roof. So the house itself is a trinity. And the thing about it is, when we stack these layers, we're practicing in a microcosmic level what the Most High done on a macrocosmic level to build the earth. The Most High laid the foundation, built the body, then built the roof. Then the roof was the foundation of another plane, and the roof of that plane was the foundation of another plane. So it's a huge stairway with planes upon planes, or turtles upon turtles, or Taurus fields upon Taurus fields. And that's what we're going to be getting into today. So the exact phrase of turtles all the way down is uncertain. In the form rocks all the way down, the saying appears as early as 1838. References to the saying's mythological antecedents, the world turtle, and its counterpart, the world elephant, were made by a number of authors in the 17th and 18th centuries. This mythology is frequently assumed to have originated in ancient India and other Hinduist beliefs. We'll be talking some more about that. Now, as we look at the turtles all the way down, what we're going to do, we're going to hop on over to the right of that. And what we see there is a temple in Angkor Wat from the Khmer people in Cambodia. And I show you a lot. I've been covering this culture with this flat earth thing, if you've been following me. So, I had to throw them up in here, okay? So that's Southeast Asia architecture. And you can see that same architecture in North America down there in the bottom right corner. That's their version of the step pyramid. And you see these on every continent, even in Egypt. So the people now that's trying to bend and twist this thing to the out of Africa theory and make us all sun worshipers and come from one continent, they're Masonic. They're Masons getting paid, because even the most ancient Africans over there on the African continent agree with the Turtle Island myth. They'll laugh at you if you tell them we all originate from them and that we come from Africa. Why ain't Africans over here debating Aboriginals? Why ain't Africans over here begging to us, trying to convince us that we come from Africa? Why ain't the Dogon over here trying to do that? Why ain't the Pygmy trying to do that? No, it's niggas like Sarah Sunseti and all of these other Masons, admitted Masons. The man is a student of a Shriner. So I'm giving you back the original cosmic origin stories, whether you want to laugh at it, believe it or not. Whatever you want to do, I'm just giving it to you. But it ain't my knowledge. It's the ancient knowledge. So remember, you're laughing at them. Now let's move on, because to the right of that Angkor Wat step pyramid up there in Cambodia is what's called the British Royal Beehive. And as you can see, they are trampling the Great Mother, which is the bull. They are stepping on her Thor. See, this is when they overthrew the ancestors and built their royal families. And when they built their royal families, they built it on the same principles and sciences that we had. So the British Royal Beehive with the crown at the top is nothing but the step pyramid and the turtles all the way down concept, Turtle Island concept. It's the North Pole. That became the Washington Monument. That's an obelisk. Okay. Now, if you look at that British Royal Beehive, it's also a military hat that's worn by Jesuits. And what I'll do right now is I'll show you that. I'll show you that military hat worn by a famous Jesuit. Give me a sec, so you can see what I'm talking about. Been a lot of gate guards throughout the years come, keeping the people asleep is what they doing. They need to expose this Jesuit priest right here who was working for the Vatican. You see, who brave enough to expose this Jesuit sellout right here? See, this is what they don't like me doing, man. Marcus Garvey had an armor, black man. No, he didn't. He had an army of black men militarized for the queen. His come people, all right. Anyway, look at his headdress, compare it to the royal beehive. This is a ancient concept. And the feathers at the top of Garvey's headdress is the same reason the Indians and Ma'at wore the feathers at the top of their headdress. Those feathers is the energy bursting out the crown that you see in the royal beehive above him. All right, those feathers is nothing but the crown at the top, but with this, energy bursting out. That's the opening to the hyperboloid. Okay. You see the Jesuit cross on Garvey's coat, but we already went over him. Let's continue. So we see that the Turtle Island concept so far, we've synced it to architecture and Angkor Wat. We synced it to the Royal British Beehive. And to the right of the Royal British Beehive is what's called a Catholic purgatory. Catholics believe in purgatory, and they got a description of it. They got an image of what it looked like, and that's it in the top right corner. Remember that purgatory is the earth. It's a purging Taurus field. They telling you this in Hollywood. Earth is a huge field where souls come to purge. So you get people like Jeffrey Dahmer, sick motherfuckers, and you get good people that come to purge their goodness out. Purge is another way of saying purifying yourself, refining your energy. Okay? So, Earth is a Taurus field, and you come here to purge. So it's purge Taurus or purgatory. The Catholics call it purgatory, but we come here to purge, and we're in the Taurus field. Might want to write that down. Purgatory is the Taurus field that we come to purge in. Okay? So now that we got purgatory out the way, and you see that it is just an ancient conception of earth, below that purgatory image is, of course, a step pyramid in South America. No need to talk about that. To the left of that step pyramid in South America is the U.S. Capitol building. And yes, that U.S. Capitol building is composed of concentric turtle shells. When you look at the U.S. Capitol building, you're looking at the royal beehive. You're looking at the turtles all the way down concept, the stairway to heaven. And all of this became the Tower of Babel. A reason they tore it down in mythology is to hide the secrets of electromagnetism and the fractal code of our cosmos. Peace, my brother Huey, and everybody in the chat room. Peace out to you. Peace to y'all. Your sweet place, Lady Legs. What's up? So we getting it in. We ain't wasting no time. To the left of the U.S. Capitol building is the Tower of Babel, and to the left of that Tower of Babel is what's called the, hold on, let me go to my notes. Y'all know I got my notes. You know I got my notes. You know I got my notes. Let me get them out for you real quick. I want you to be able to go and look it up for yourself in case you want to go check it out or refer to it, something like that. So that building is called the Temple of Heaven. And that's very important. This is a very big tourist attraction in Southeast Asia. And that's their version of the U.S. Capitol. And what it's called in Asia is the Temple of Heaven. Okay? It's the Temple of Heaven in Asia. That ought to tell you something. The Temple of Heaven is what? The Tower of Babel. All right, the tower to the skies. And that's because the steeple of it connects to the magnetic energy at the North Pole, electromagnetically. These are antenna. Okay, so that Temple of Heaven we see is we have one called a U.S. Capitol building. This is Tesla architecture. If you look at the Tesla Tower and the way the U.S. Capitol building shaped, you'll see what they're doing. It's a giant Tesla Tower. These are functioning buildings. They are manipulating the ether. And the ether is a huge sea that houses all conscious life. And he who manipulates the sea manipulates the fish within the sea. Okay? Notice when they start spilling oil in the ocean and polluting that water, that them fishes start mutating, and you start seeing fishes with 3 arms and 2 heads, because he who controls the sea controls the fish. We are inside of a magnetic sea of invisible energy, and they are controlling that sea with 5G towers, huge buildings, different devices to manipulate the ether, because again, he who controls the sea controls the fish. Now that completes the collage. That completes our collage. All right. And everything on this collage is the same thing in different forms. That's why we do collages. That's why we start with collages. Everything you see on this collage is the same thing in different way, in different expressions. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and start the slideshow. Let's go ahead and start the slideshow. And before we switch to the slideshow, look over this thing. Look over each of the images on the collage before we start the slideshow, because your mind is going to need to go back and refer to this. You know, you got turtles on top of turtles, domes on top of domes, planes on top of planes. Now let's go to the slideshow. Can we see the similarity here in the Hebrew cosmos? Turtles on top of turtles is domes on top of domes, firmaments on top of firmaments, toroidal fields within toroidal fields. All right. We're going to start syncing this stuff with cosmology. But before we do that, y'all, if you don't mind, I beg of you, 1 minute, please. Hey, okay. Come on, come on, come on. Let's go. Chill, 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 chill. Yep, yep. I got knowledge, I got knowledge. We gon' make it to the top. You can hate me all you want, cause I ain't never gonna stop. Come on, come on. Let me quit playing. All right, let's get it. I'm just fucking with y'all. Y'all ready to get it in? Let's start the slideshow. This first image we looking at is the Hebrew cosmos, and we see how it is turtles on top of turtles. Stacks on stacks on stacks. Everything is esoteric, man. That it's the earth. Earth generates its own currency, and it's generated by stacking toroidal fields on top of toroidal fields, and money is currency. And the more stacks you got, the more power you got. That's all cosmology. When you see them fellas stacking the money up, talking about stacks on stacks on stacks, that's power. That's a universal code of power, of stacking. It's just like a pyramid, you know. That's what they was doing with the Tower of Babel. All right. So, you know, it's esoteric science to everything we do. And the whole thing about these rappers with the stacks on stacks, yeah. You know what I mean? Science behind it. All right. So let me go ahead and shout out to my brother Nati Tafa for the super chat donation. We're gonna keep on going with the presentation and go ahead and start the slides because we got a lot of stuff to go over, but we're gonna fly through it. I don't want to keep you too long. Stacks on stacks on stacks, turtles on turtles on turtles. This is the Islamic conception of the cosmos or the Islamic afterlife. Each of the domes are guarded by a particular gate guard. Okay, and you can see that domes on top of domes in Islamic cosmology is the turtles on top of turtles. They're giving you cosmology once again, next slide. So Islamic had this in their ancient spirituality. Here's the Yggdrasil tree of life from Norse culture. And you can see it is stacks on stacks on stacks, turtles on turtles on turtles, and how we get the U.S. Capitol building, all that good stuff. We can pretty much fly through this because we just looking at the syncretism from a sacred geometrical perspective. So next slide. We already laid the groundwork. This is going to be easy. All right, Hindu art with the turtles on turtles, stacks on stacks, torus fields on torus fields. That's our cosmos. Here's the Sumerian cosmos. Let me pause it. The world of Sumerians is like an inverted plate in a salty ocean. Below this plate lie the hell called Ker by Sumerians. Above the plate are the arched roofs of heaven. That's plural. Let me read that again. Above the plate are the arched roofs of heaven. The plate is the dielectric inertial plane. It stretches on for infinity. But what separates the different sections of the plate are the different toroidal magnetic energy fields. Okay? The whole system is embedded in a freshwater ocean. Rain comes from this freshwater ocean by opening doors in the vaults of heaven. That's probably why I love it when it rains. I don't know why, but I just love it when it's raining. But anyway, you can see this is turtles on top of turtles on top of turtles, just like our collage. So far, we've already synced like over 10 different cultures with this concept. When will people understand that we know what we're talking about? Black men, don't you like 360 waves in your head? This is where you get it from. When I was little, we used to like the 360 waves in our head. This is where you get it from. It's cosmic science behind everything we do. Next slide. Here is a Polynesian cosmos. And you're going to tell me this ain't the turtle on top of turtles, stacks on top of stacks? See, we know what the fuck we be talking about over here. I don't know about them other guys. Here go your all-seeing eye in the middle. Oh my God, man. Messing me up. Let's go back to this. Bam. Here go your all-seeing eye in the middle. Hold on, we ain't ready for that yet. Here we go right here. Boom. This the all-seeing eye. This is a math instrument. Who want to name it? Who want to name this? We used it in math. Hurry up in the chat room. Who gonna be the first to name it? Don't make me look bad. My chat room's smart. What's this all-seeing eye calling as a math tool? We used it as a math tool. Come on. Come on, people. Who gonna get it? Yeah, a protractor. A protractor. There you go. Now the word protractor is the word projector because everything is emanating from this all-seeing eye. Okay? It's emanating outward from this all-seeing eye. Just like on the back of a dollar, you got the eye with the light rays around it. The rays around the light are the planes of existence, the heavens. Each plane is connected to a heaven, just like you see here. This is your Connect 4 game. Climbing the stairway, and then it drop you off on whatever plane, whatever caliber your soul is going to calibrate on. Bigger realms for bigger macabres. Those are genies. These are the realm of the ascended masters. They sit beyond us and guide us. These are the world of the guardian angels. They look down on all the worlds. They helping the they see we're sandwiched in between superiors on the outer barrier and then the sources in the middle of it all. That's the seed. So everything in between is the children, and we being watched from the inside and the outside. So the ancestors got our back and the Most High got our front. Okay? This earth that we live in is a beautiful mountain, and it's separated by ridges or planes of existence, and you walking around one now. All right? So this the Polynesians concept of the cosmos, and we can see it's the same thing. U.S. Capitol building, Royal Beehive, all of that good stuff we've been sinking. Okay, now let's go ahead and keep this slide moving because like I said, I don't want to take up too much time today. Now, Polynesians all across the Pacific envisioned the cosmos with structural hierarchy. There were multiple layers for the earth and multiple There were multiple layers for the earth and multiple levels in the sky. This sketch of the universe described by the people of Tuamatu has 9 floors for any celestial elevator that might be operating. Each of these celestial shells merge with one of the terrestrial realms. When you say terrestrial, that word is related to the turris or the turtle. And when you call it a shell, okay, it's because this stuff was always personified with turtles. Okay? Originally, the layers of the earth were collapsed together, but overcrowding drove the primeval ancestors to jack up each level of earth and sky with their own muscle. This is Polynesian mythology. Everybody had their own way to explain the ripple effect. And their way was saying that the ancestors is jacking up the ground, but that is called expansion, telling you how our realm is a ripple effect, and the ripples are in motion spreading outward. So this realm is a vibrational signal that was born from the source. Okay? And each ring is a different world, but it's different ripple. And these ripples are vibrations of sound vibration permeating through the ether. And as they disturb the ether, planes of existence manifest. Just like when you disturb a flat surface of water, a beautiful 360 pattern manifests. It looks like an eye on the surface of the water. This is exactly what happened. This is our cosmos. But that water is wattage. Wattage is water. Electromagnetic currents of watts of energy. That's the water primordial sea. And that's what your soul is, a drip of that, okay, inside of the body. Now, I don't want to be too long with all of that. Let's just keep the slides going and sync the sacred geometry some more. Looking at the outlines, turtles on turtles, stacks on stacks, continuing the sacred geometric syncretism. Next slide. This here is a Vimana. These are from ancient India. And again, it's turtles on turtles on turtles on turtles, stacks on stacks on stacks. This was around before Britain was even a country, and we can see that they took this concept and turned it into their Royal British Beehive or Purgatory. Or over there in Asia, they still have the Vimana concept as the Temple of Heaven. So now we're going to continue the slide. Turtle Island in Hindu mythology, ancient American art. All right, this is a tourist attraction once again in Asia. And I'm not sure if this, I don't think this is in Cambodia. And I forgot the name of this. Let me see if I can pull it up out of my handy dandy notes. All right. Actually, I don't have that. I'll get it for you in the future. I promise I'll let y'all know the name of this. It's a very popular tourist attraction. If you know it in the chat room, go ahead and you can throw it out there. But this is ancient cosmology and it's self-explanatory. Turtles on turtles, stacks on stacks on stacks, racks on racks on racks. All right, next slide. This is a tourist attraction for a reason because it's magnetized spiritually. All of these big old places like the Kaaba Stone at Mecca, the Washington Monument, this place, the Temple of Heaven, the U.S. Capitol building, all these places, the step pyramids, they attract large crowds every single day. Why? Because the human is iron. Your blood is iron, and these places magnetically attract you. Everything in you draw you to these places. And whichever one you're closest to is what's calling you. So a lot of black people in America, we go to the pyramids in South America. Most of us take a trip there before we can go to Africa because they're closer to us. It's the closest place we can see some pyramids. So a lot of us go to South America before we go to Africa. But since Africa's so popular in our time, a lot of people go to Africa first. But no matter where you go, you magnetically attracted to these places because they're built on a cosmic science. There's a lot of magnetic energy permeating these areas. People even say they get healed when they take these hajjs or these pilgrimages because of the sacred geometry. This is a crop circle. This is our version of a modern crop circle. And people say the same thing about crop circles, that is healing in the area, and the places is magnetized and all of that stuff. So we ain't doing that but making big crop circles, big spiritual vortexes. These things are connected directly to, there are openings in the ether. So they draw us there. We're magnetically drawing there because it's a portal. It's an opening in the ether. All of these step pyramids and places built on the cosmic science, they're vortexes. Next slide. This is the ancient, of course, this is an ancient Christian cosmos. And I keep showing y'all these stacks on stacks on stacks, turtles on turtles. Now, this what we're looking at is Nicholas Copernicus' conception of the cosmic wheel. We showed you the Polynesian, the Hebrew conception, the Islam conception, the Norse conception. We showing you this thing everywhere. We showed you the Sumerian. Now we're just giving you another one here. Next slide. Stacks on stacks, turtles on turtles, circles and circles. Toroidal fields within toroidal fields explains our origins, is a ripple effect. And I've taught you about this guy on so many videos that if you want me to speak on it, go back and watch them previous videos. I ain't gonna talk about it now because I talked about these Naginis for so long. I just put this up here to show you that it is stacks on stacks, turtles on turtles. See, when you look at this thing from a top view, it looked like this guy from a top view, okay? Just like that tourist attraction in Asia, the little building I showed you here. This building is nothing but this guy. Now let's keep it moving. Next slide. There's a store called Target that's still in this science with their logo. Now here's an ancient Vedic, ancient Hindu's conception of the cosmos and how all of the planes of existence, how their sky turns around. See, the ground is still, it don't move. But all of these different planes of existence share the same ground, but what creates a barrier is a huge magnetic like fence or dome. And each one of these circles represents a magnetic dome. All right, and that dome is the sky for that world spinning around, and what's spinning it is this pole. So our sky is like a huge series of concentric circles, like a vinyl record, and each song is a plane of existence or a different frequency. But all of the songs are being spun and played by the same source. Okay. And it's worlds within worlds because it's a fractal, never-ending story, a never-ending ripple effect, vibrating from the center, creating this very moment. All right. So this is the song of life. This is turtles within turtles, stacks within stacks, circles within circles. Let's look at some more. Next slide. This is more art with the sky woman and the turtle myth. This is also a lot of the ancient sky wheels. And if you notice that the Mayan calendar is concentric circles within circles coming from the great mother in the middle with her mouth open. Anybody telling you that the statues in South America with the dudes with their mouth open comes from Bess, don't know what the hell they talking about. The mouth open with the tongue out comes from the great mother. And I already showed y'all that. And that's a woman in pain giving birth. And she's screaming. You ever been in a hospital? All right, so just remember what I said. If you've been following me, we've been teaching that the great mother is here with her tongue out. And this is the woman at the middle of the Mayan, what they call the Mayan calendar, is the Mayan cosmos. And the great mother is at the middle with her tongue out. I showed y'all that on plenty slides. So next slide. Oh, and by the way, the animals that you see up here are not real animals. They are the zodiac. Hold on, I got traffic. Let me say that again so y'all don't get confused. This is the sky clock system. All the different heavens. All right. What you calling different planets are actually different suns and moons of other planes of existence. And in this artwork, these are not real birds flying in the sky. This is the magnetic sea. This is the primordial sea, the ether, from a top view, the all-seeing eye. And these are not real animals. These are the zodiac. This is the zodiac spinning around above us. All right. Now, next slide. Turtles on turtles. Look at this, man. This is fashion metal. No, it's not. It is one or the other. It's either fashion metal or it's stone carved. Either way, it's fucking amazing to me. See, I learned to respect this kind of art, man. I learned to give people their respect for this stuff because you know how long it takes to make this. Look at the intricate details in carving. So we talking about turtles all the way down, and people don't go through the work to make this kind of stuff this intricate if it's not a deep embedded spiritual concept within us. So what we looking at again, it is the royal beehive and purgatory and the step pyramids and all that good stuff. Everything is everything, like Lauryn Hill said. Next slide. Another depiction of the British royal beehive, and they have a queen over there. Here she is right here. Remember, we all used to be matriarchal, all right? The Britain flag is the Jesuit cross, which is the crossroads at the North Pole, okay? It's red, white, and blue for the same reasons Pepsi give you red, white, and blue, because that's the duality with the doggone unifying pole in the middle. Red is the sun, blue is the moon, white is the neutral point or the consciousness, the all-seeing eye at the center that's spinning them both. So you can look at this, that center point that's spinning around the sun and moon. That's the twisting of these ropes up here. When they twist these ropes, that's showing you how the sun and moon are circling around the royal beehive. This pattern, this is the sun and moon. The circuit of the sun and moon. Remember, I told you it's a Christmas tree. This is also the Pope's hat. This is the hat that the Pope wear. And if you look at the Pope hat, it's decorated with layers in it. So the Pope wear a hat, and his hat got lines of layers in it. And it's the same reason you have a Christmas tree with lights wrapped all around it. All that is a different planes of existence. And what separate the planes are the lights, the heavens. Everyone got their own sky and they own their own time. You see what I'm saying? It's a cylindrical system or a calendrical system. Cylinder is calendar. And there's cylinders within cylinders, planes on top of planes being spun by the same pole in the middle of it. Think of a pineapple, how it's a bunch of concentric circles all being born from that one stalk. That's the queen. In a beehive, all of the bees are born from the center outward like a ripple effect from the queen bee in the middle. So we all had matriarchal science. This is the same thing in the ant bed as well. Now, we see how this syncs to all of this, so there's no need to keep on being redundant. Next slide. In early Christianity, they gave reverence to the royal beehive. And a lot of us who familiar with Utah, if you go to Utah today, the Mormons still revere the beehive, the Mormons. So why do the early Christians revere the bees and the beehive? For the same reason early Egyptians revered the bees and the beehive. I told you in the previous video that the colors of ancient Egypt was black and gold, and some of their early deities were the bee goddesses, and they revered the bees. The early Christians were the same way. We all abandoned our matriarchal cosmology, and it was a slow, gradual process. But this beehive is a step pyramid. That beehive is the ancient way of revering the step pyramid and the beehive that we see in nature. The ancestors studied nature. Turtles organize themselves by stacking on each other, and bees make their hives by concentric circles, the same way a spider weaves a web through concentric circles. It's called ecosystem. Ecosystem. And the echo comes from the all-seeing eye. So what sits above the arch is that all-seeing eye, because that's what started the ripple effect. That's the black stone that was casted into the magnetic sea to start this ripple effect. So no need to beat that horse. We see how it all tie in. This is why the Christians revered the beehive, for the same reason the Egyptians revered it. None of these folks in the black conscious community gonna give you the type knowledge I'm giving you. It's like y'all addicted to the dumb shit, the ignorant, ratchet shit. You don't want to critical think. You don't want to learn about sacred geometry, syncretism, etymology. My folks do who support this, but I'm talking about the rest of them fools. Shout out to my sister, She Ether. Shout out to your sister. Yeah, I'm spoiled so hard to listen to most others now. Yes, we're gonna grow and get bigger and bigger. And as we grow, some of these Masons gonna start attacking us more and more. You see they already trying to attack us now. Next slide. Cats ain't fucking with us. Black men. Black men. I'ma just leave that here for a minute and take a break, because some things I don't even gotta talk about. I'ma just flip through these images and drink my coffee, and I ain't gonna even talk to you. I'ma just flip through the goddamn images, and I'm gonna sip a little bit more of my coffee, and then you guys can put it together. We're gonna listen to some music for about 1 minute, and I'm gonna take me a break and let y'all see how this. Why do black men like 360 waves? I'm showing you it's all spiritual. Now let's look at the slides. Another one of them beats by Sanchez. Another one of them BBSs. Go subscribe to my beat channel, BBS Beats by Sanchez. And if you're an artist and you want one of them BBSs, hey man, hey, I'm telling you, I got all kind of beats. That one right there is one you can ride out to. So black men, the reason we like 360 waves is because our hair looks like the beehive. Our hair looks like the cosmos. Our hair looks like the stairway to heaven or the step pyramid or the U.S. Capitol building, what the Asians call the temple of heaven, turtles on turtles, domes on domes, the Hebrew cosmos. All right. Everything we do, there's a reason why we do it. So the 360 wave hairstyle comes from Plato's Atlantis. And like I said, a Pope hat is the same way. Shout out to my brother Mark Monagan. Bro, sooner or later, they all going to learn this. What you think would happen if the full world understood this knowledge? We'll go back to the Garden of Eden. We will see we will enter the gates of heaven is what will happen. Heaven ain't a place you go. It's a place we create as a collective. Heaven is a place we agree upon. It's not a place we go. It's a place we create here as a collective. But see, for the past 7,000 years, we've agreed to create hell. And we've done so by hiding the great mother and the truth that will connect us to heaven, which is the source. When you hide the truth about the North Pole, you break the connection to heaven and you create hell on earth. Now, next slide. Here again is what I was telling you about. This is the Pope hat. And you can see how his hat is a beehive. His hat is a dome with a bunch of lines through it because it's cosmology. His hat is the same reason black men in America like to wear 360 waves and the same reason Plato Atlantis look this way. It's all the cosmos. This is a sacred code, a sacred pattern. And those who find ways to embody and incorporate this pattern into their life are called gods. And those people attract a lot of people to them. So when you see guys with these 360 waves in their head, their face can be ugly as hell, but they still get girls though. It's something about them 360 waves. It's literally hypnotizing. It's literally a hypnotization spiral. Let me give a shout out to Alf Wiz. Said, I've been on a Bro Sanchez marathon today. That shout out to you, Alf. Appreciate that love, my brother, and I appreciate that donation. I appreciate all that encouragement. Because we growing, but it ain't fast enough. But with supporting with guys like you, my brother Alf, we're going to be fine. We know, long as we growing, that's all matter. You know. So yeah, man, it's a reason we like them 360 waves. This is a popular headdress. Again, the royal families are hiding the truth about the cosmos and free energy. If they let you know the shape of the earth, they'll also be letting you know how to create free energy, and you know they can't do that. Next slide. Plato's Atlantis, we already synced that with it. Turtles on turtles, just some more artwork from South America to sync with this. Step pyramid, Christmas tree. All right, here's a superimposed picture. On the right half, you got the U.S. Capitol building. And on the left half, you got the Temple of Heaven in Asia. And we put these together, stuck them together to show you that the governments of the world are hiding cosmology from us. All the governments of the world are playing an evil trick on the masses. Got us slaves working our whole life. You are a battery. You in a matrix. But the creator never intended for man to rule over you. Nature was supposed to not rule over you, but it's a symbiotic relationship between us and nature. But now government got in between that relationship. Now we got a relationship with the powers that be. And it's a bullying, brutal relationship, like an abusive parent. But all the governments of the world work together to hide cosmology from you. This is what the esoteric science is all about. This picture show you all around the world. It's the same code being hidden right in your face. Next slide. Now, what I did was I took those two pictures, and we know that the U.S. Capitol building and the Temple of Heaven shaped exactly alike. And I took those and I went over here to Angkor Wat, where they have the churning of the ocean of milk carved in the wall in Cambodia. A lot of people are saying that these are Anunnaki and that they got the mothership going on to corrupt the real truth that this is electromagnetism and this could free the world. This could liberate everyone if we knew the truth about this carving. But yet when they give it to you, they gonna say, oh man, that's aliens, that's UFO shit. And now that we know the truth, there's no way you can say that this is UFO stuff now. Because your mind won't let you look at it stupid no more. Now that you know, now that you know the ancients was smart and was messing around with electromagnetism and they was geniuses, you can no longer look at this stuff and be stupid and say ancient aliens and ancient no, man, it's corrupting it. So the shape of this artwork carved in Cambodia is how they even get the Capitol building. This is a sacred shape. And right here you can see this, like I said, it's the lucky horseshoe. It's the Omega symbol. Omega is Om. This is the secret of the cosmos. This is the Omega symbol. When the Most High said I'm the Alpha and Omega. Okay? The Omega. It's another way of saying the egg that's been ohmed from the center. So if the North Pole is a vibrating mechanism that's creating a perpetual ripple effect, what we call life. And you can look at it as a huge genie saying, and if it stopped that generation, we won't have life. If you ever been to an electrical plant, like when I was little, we lived by an electrical plant. When you start getting close to that plant, you hear it. It's like, That's the sound of electromagnetic current, toroidal flow. And that's what's happening at the North Pole. As you travel to it, you will feel it. It'll vibrate you. And me personally, I think the closer you get to it, the more lighter you get, because that vibration start to, vibrate through, permeate through you. That's the very vibration that's stirring up the ether. And since the ether is within you and permeating through you, as you travel toward that vibration, what'll happen is your soul will jump out your body. It'll be like Jesus, the rapture. When you get to this magnetic mountain, your soul can't stay in your body for the same reason. If you got a cup of water on your desk and you cut up some loud music, that water will start vibrating and it won't be able to stay inside of the cup. Your soul is nothing but the ethereal version of you. In other words, your body is just a bottle. Body is bottle, and it's filled up with the ethereal energy of the source, and that's what we call your soul. Soul is source, okay? And each one of us have a little dripping out in us from that primordial sea, making our individual souls. So that is what's inside of your body, that essence, right? And as you travel toward the North Pole, that won't be able to stay inside of your body. So you'll just faint, you'll fall out. You won't be able to stay alive because that vibration is stronger than your heart vibration. And it will actually snatch the vibrational soul out of the body and reconnect it with source. And it won't be a bad death, I don't think. It'll be like how people fall out when they touch these celebrities. How when the pastor touch these people, they fall out. It'll be like dying like that, what they call starstruck. You'll be struck by the star of Polaris. Struck with that electromagnetic current. And it'll vote the soul up out of your body. The same way they vote the soul back in your body If you in the hospital, they hook you up to the electric current and they shake it together, they rub it together to get that static, and then they say clear, boom, and they suck you, they put an electrical current back in you. That's all the spark of life is. A robot can't move without a battery. And a battery is a soul, a battery. The terry is the terrarium aspect, the torus aspect, the magnetic energy field. It's called the Merkaba. It's a torus field. So you're a battery. And when you look at this artwork right here carved in Angkor Wat, this the tip of a battery or a nipple, the great mother, the Madonna and child. Same thing with this architecture. Next slide. Turtles on turtles. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I just put this up here to show you how this look in nature. These turtles are organizing their energy or their size, and they're doing the path of least resistance. Each turtle know its place by its size, and they assume it. See, our children lead us into the future. So you see the smaller turtles get a free ride on the back of the ancestors. Y'all don't hear me. You don't hear me. You walk in the footsteps of your ancestors, and that's supposed to make the load lighter because your ancestors already been through what you've been through. Trying to go through, I mean. When you stop walking in the pathway of your ancestors, you stray away from the path. Now you're like a chicken with the head cut off, running in circles. You're running in circles. You don't supposed to be running in circles. You're supposed to be running in a spiral. Think about it. When you going in a spiral, yeah, you going in circles, but you still going up though. You getting somewhere. When you going up a spiral staircase, you ain't staying on the ground. You Negroes running around in circles on the ground because you strayed from the path. Now, I had to put this picture up there to show you the concept in nature. In nature. All right. Next slide. We already went over this one. This is the Mount Meru Hindu cosmos. We talked about El and Elohim. All right. Source and four elements. The four extensions of source that the source used to manipulate reality. You use your hands and feet to manipulate the elements, but the Most High used the elements to manipulate you. Huh? See? The Most High don't need hands and feet because the Most High is everything there is. The Most High got hands and feet because everything with hands and feet belongs to source. So the Most High don't need no hands and feet. The Most High moved his whole shit around by stirring up the ether. And that's what this guy represent. Earth, water, wind, and fire constantly being manipulated and in motion coming from the source. You see volcanoes going, ocean moving, rivers flowing, wind blowing. The Most High in control of this place, manipulating them four elements beneath him. Stirring up the ether, which is a huge cyclone, magic mountain of magnetic energy, a hyperbolic opening. And that's what he represents. But in order to get to that, in order to get to that opening to source, you got to go through these guys, which are the four elements, which is your body, your 2 arms and 2 legs, your members of the source. You don't just go straight to source. You got to go through the body, through the initiation, put on the flesh, be born onto the planes, because the planes are the steps. These planes of existence we born into, each plane is a higher step. And we moving up to this guy right here, which is the source, by walking on these planes. Now we're on the earth plane living right now, but as you die and be reborn, you move up the planes, up the stairway till you get to the source. But how you move up the planes is by putting on a body in the flesh of a mother. And that's the 4 elements, these guys. So in order to get to the source, you got to go through the elements. That's why you made out of the elements right now. Your body is made out of earth, water, wind, and fire, all of the elements. And you're going to keep going through these elements until you get lighter and lighter, until your only body is just pure light. But you just not ready to be pure light yet because you don't know how to shine properly. So you go through these planes or these chakra points, checkpoints, chakra points, or earth planes, different planes to calibrate your light. So by the time you make it up here, you'll know how to shine properly. But until then, your light got to be masked in a body, and it got to have an experience to calibrate itself. It's still refining its illumination. You don't know what you want to be yet. So you got to go through the elements to make your mind up. And by the time you get to the source, you're a fully aware genie who know what he is. Ain't no more doubt. You know what you are and what you always was. It was never what I wanted to be, but what I always was. That's why I am that I am. You moving up this mountain to find yourself. Once by the time you find yourself, you don't need nobody to cover your energy, because now you can walk naked in the Garden of Eden with the source. That's called Asgard, which is the astral garden of the Buddhas and the enlightened souls. Don't you want to go? Don't you want to go? Don't you want to go? Climbing the stairway to heaven. I know I want to go to that astral garden. Next slide. Here's just another collage so you can see all of that architecture in the Royal Beehive, the U.S. Capitol, and even the Tower of Babel compared to that ancient Hindu carving. Very intricate work carved in the architecture there in Angkor Wat in Cambodia, man. This is their version of Ma'at spinning the Milky Ocean. And this was all that, the Tower of Babel and all that crap, man. So you can see it here. I like to put it all side by side so you can see it together. Next slide. Seven heavens is the picture we're looking at on the left. That is what we call the ancient Hebrew 7 heavens. That is what the Jewish menorah is with the 7 candlesticks. The ancestors said that it's 7 planes of existence, and that those 7 planes of existence have 7 heavens separating them. Let's count how many rings are in this drawing that Sarasut Seti and Jabari and Pharaoh and all of these other masons, they never show you. Why the fuck don't they show y'all this carving right here in Dendera? Ask them that. Why they don't show y'all everything? They don't want to show y'all that flat earth is ancient Kemetic science. They want you to keep believing in the globe because that's Freemasonic. The globe is Masonic, y'all. That's not our ancestor science. Now listen what I'm about to tell you. When you start studying the truth about the cow goddess Hathor, like I'm showing you now, it unlocks the secrets of electromagnetism and flat earth cosmology, and it reconnects us with our ancients. But check this out. When the patriarchs took over and kicked the Great Mother off the throne, they desecrated the Great Mother and they slayed the bull. So a minute ago, I showed y'all the Royal Beehive. As you can see, look up at the Royal Beehive. You see how these motherfuckers is stepping on Hathor? They slayed the bull. Why y'all think we drink cow milk today? The fucking cow is the bull, and it's the #1 slaughtered animal on the earth because the bull and the cow connected with the grass, and it's a spiritual animal. It opened up a lot of vortex portals around our areas in our environments. This place was a very heavily abode, but to make it into hell, they had to kill up certain animals because certain animals planted so much grass, and all of them cows walking around eating grass and pooping Man, they was planting so many fruits everywhere, and it was just so many abundant fruit trees everywhere, man, that no one can make a government or a new world order, because how you gonna create a supermarket and you think I'm gonna go to work and work for food when it's literally just grapes and tomatoes and watermelons and oranges everywhere you look? An infinite garden. They had to turn all of that into deserts by killing up the cows and all the animals that was helping plant them through their vegetarian diet. So they attack the earth by attacking the animals that those plants depend on to plant their seeds. This is attack on Mother Nature from a spiritual on a spiritual level. So slaying the cow was also taking us away from the knowledge of the Taurus field, because Hathor became a Christian god called Thor, and the great mother became Jesus and Horus, and this Egyptian eye of God, eye of Ra worship, phallus worship. Sarasun Seti is a Mason, y'all. All of these Masons and Kemetic folks, they getting paid. They took an oath, and Seti told you that he took an oath in Egypt. Now look at here. When you look at them slaying the bull in the Royal British Beehive, that's the reason why Masons like Seti, Ray Hagens, Ashraquesi, Ronoko Rashidi, all of these Masons that make up the Black conscious community, they don't teach you the flat earth connection of this dang on arch. These guys been going to Egypt for years and they still ain't told the people how to create free energy yet. I've never been to Egypt, and I got people 16 years old talking about they starting to build free energy devices. I got electricians saying, hey man, I'm working on a device with your videos to where I'm going to have people in my community making their own power. Long as these sellouts been in the community telling you about aliens and Anunnaki and UFOs and shit like that to throw you away from the shit while they ruling over you. They ain't ruling over you because no goddamn aliens visited the earth. They ruling over your children because we ignorant to how to create energy and generate our own power. This carving right here in Kemet is what these Kemetic folks will never talk about, because they deny the flat earth truth of their ancestors, and they gonna pay for it. And you gonna pay for it. You gonna pay for denying this science. I'm telling you now. When your ass leave this body, you gonna pay for it. Now I'm telling you, you gonna pay for it. You deliberately skip over Hathor and this arch that represents the four pillars of the earth and flat earth cosmology right there on the walls in Kemet. You don't talk about this. When have you ever heard them bring this picture up and talk about it? Everybody knew about the seven heavens. You count the damn rings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why the hell is it 7 arches in Kemet on a wall in Dendera with the cow goddess Hathor? Because them 7 heavens is the Taurus field. They don't want to reconnect you back with your cosmic truth, family. This is the Jewish menorah. The goddamn Jewish rabbis is hiding this shit from you too. Who do you think they in cahoots with? All of these black power motherfuckers working with the rabbis and the Jews, talking shit about these folks, but you in cahoots with them. What the fuck you think Minister Farrakhan been doing for years, man? Let me show you something. Talking shit about white folks for years, but you in cahoots with them. Every time we turn around, these motherfucking Jews that run the world, you shaking their hand. Farrakhan got a contract with CBS. They allow this man to allow 1 million black men to crowd up at the nation's capital, but 20 niggas can't stand out on the block in Bessemer, Alabama without the goddamn police pulling up, and y'all don't see what the fuck going on. Everybody getting paid off your stupidity. This man teach you about that you came from Yakub. But let me show you what Yakub represent. It's all sacred geometry. That big head is the Taurus field. These people sick. They be personifying the uterus as men. Yaqub ain't a real deity. Let me show you something. See, Farrakhan been sold his people out. Don't trust none of these folks. None of these folks, man. None of these black folks. Check this out. This became Yaqub. People, they corrupting the signs. This the Valentine's Day heart. Valentine color is pink and red. Why? Look at this shit. What colors is it? Pink and red, right? Pink and red. This your Valentine Day heart. And since these homosexual ass sellouts, these gay ass sellouts like to personify men as uterus. Why do these men want to personify themselves as a female body part with his big-headed ass? This is fucking blasphemy. This big-headed motherfucker didn't create no damn races. It was the great mother right here. The women around the world created the races with 9 months of pain. And you want to turn it into these big-headed ass gods with pussies on top of their head. This the black version of Zeus right here. This is the black Jesus Yaqub, man. It's Jacob, which is all versions of Jesus. Let me show you something. They been putting pussies on top of the men's head. They put a womb on the head. Because when they replaced the great mother with all of these bearded deities, the men had to start giving birth out of their goddamn head and rib cage like Adam. Now look, I keep telling you that all of these are bearded deities. All of your Masons grow their beards in reverence of the forefathers before them. You know, all of them rulers had long beards. Okay? Just like you see the Hebrew Israelites doing, the Kemetic folks do the same. Look at Sarasu Seti. Look at Jabari. They all Masons, man, with the long ass beards. That's the black Santa Claus. That's the black Santa Claus. Israel doctrine. All of these bearded niggas. These niggas is Masons, and I'm about to start calling them out now. Let's get it. The reason you see this man with a pussy on his head is for the same reason Minister Farrakhan tell you that the black race come from Yaqub. He said that not the black race, but that the other diverse races come from this dude here. He created them. But see, what they doing with all of this stuff in the laboratory today, trying to do stem cell research and clone, they trying to be Yaqub. They're trying to make a synthetic vagina that can give birth to humans in a scientific lab so that humans are no longer born, they're manufactured. And humans no longer have mothers, they have manufacturers. And humans no longer have birthmarks, they have barcodes. They want to get rid of the woman. And in order to do it, they got to get rid of her first in spirituality by shrinking her down to a little bitty doll that's being born out of her goddamn husband's head. When we know that the wife gives birth to the husband's to the whole family. She's the tree of life. She's the one give birth. This is a backwards ass story. And the black folks like to say that it's only the white folks with these sick stories. But look, what you think Yaqub is? A black dude with a pussy on his head. With his big tater tart, ugly looking ass. That's some ugly shit, boy. Nation of Islam ought to be ashamed of themselves. Putting a pussy on his man's head. Look at this. They got a womb on the man's head. They put a pussy on his head. I'm going to tell you right now, y'all, do not trust the Nation of Islam. Get away from Dr. Bennett's and all them. And I think that's a damn scam. I don't think shit wrong with his channel. His shit'll be back up and running strong. They do that just for attention. I don't support none of these motherfuckers. How dare you take a black man and put a fucking pussy on his head? And see, y'all, my shit'll never get supported like these other sellouts. They got their clicks and they picks and chooses on the black shit that they support and share. When I go live, I don't get the kind of numbers they get because this the truth. It's the narrow gate. They put a pussy on this man's head. Just like they put a pussy on this man's head. Why they ain't teaching y'all this about Yakub? Because they got y'all worshiping Horus and a phallus. And all of that shit is gay shit, gay Egyptian shit. That's what said they want to take you back to. All that out of Africa shit is gay ass shit. If you go and talk to the oldest tribes in Africa, they don't even agree with the goddamn out of Africa theory. The pygmy will laugh at Seti ass, talking about he come from Africa. They'll say, dummy, don't you know we come from where all the compasses point to? None of them old tribes in Africa right now agree with the niggas over here talking about they come from Africa. The niggas get that from the African nations that sold out under the goddamn UN, and they changed their cosmology just like the goddamn Indian chiefs did over here in America, changed their Turtle Island shit to North America. Everybody joined the UN and they got rid of the Great Mother and they started putting the goddamn womb on the man. The Nation of Islam working with your enemy. The black hold on. The black conscious community is your enemy. It's Masonic. It's controlled. Dr. Ben was a fucking Shriner and he donated all of his damn book to the Nation of Islam because he's with the same shit they with. Matter of fact, I'm going to go live after this and I'm going to expose Dr. Ben. Rest in peace, Dr. Ben, but I'm going to expose you. Since said it won't do it. They want to call out and expose everything else. Since this nigga want to go live and talk shit about the Aboriginals, I'm going to go live and I'm going to go in and expose the fuck out of Dr. Ben. And I'm going to do that ASAP. Be on the lookout for it. Be on the lookout for that. Subscribe to the channel. We're going to expose Dr. Ben and a lot of more black conscious teachers that sold you out. I'm going to expose Marcus Garvey too. All of these niggas sellouts, man. All of these niggas in this black conscious community. Umar too. Every fucking last one of them. Niggas got you walking around here worshiping a dude with a pussy. And then talk about only the white people was doing it when I'm showing you that the black people doing it too and you want to ignore it. Because you so damn starstruck with ancient Egypt. Fuck ancient Egypt. That gay ass shit. Come out of her, my people. Let my people go, Pharaoh, from under this damn gay shit with these pharaohs wearing eyeliner and makeup and personifying themselves as the Great Mother, putting pussies on their head. Look at this big-headed, this shit's a joke. And a nigga got veins in his big-ass tater-tart broccoli-headed ass. And this the shit they giving you for the Nation of Islam. A nigga with a pussy on his head creating a racist. Out of his head, out of the pussy in his head. Ain't nobody else gonna expose these sellouts though. They too scared. I don't give a fuck. Do what you gonna do. I don't give no fucks. I'm tired of the corruption. Next slide. Like I said, flat earth is all over ancient Kemet. But when you pay your money and go on them tours, they let you see everything but that. And if you fuck around and just so happen to ask them about it, they'll make it out of some other shit. This flat earth family, and flat earth is free energy. And the reason these Masons is in the black conscious community trying to take the shine off of me and hate on me and infiltrate this shit It's because they working with the government to keep us sleeping so we don't be awakened to this free energy shit. It's deeper than this flat earth shit. Flat earth just happened. See, the shape of the earth just happened to be a huge Tesla coil. So if they tell you the shape of the earth, they also gonna be telling you how to create free energy. That's why it's so damn big. They can't let you know the shape of the earth because then they can't have a government no more off selling you power. That's the foundation of government, power. The people that power our cities run our world. Duh. Next slide. Now here's the turtles on turtles, stacks on stacks, circles within circles, ripple effect. Here it is, that's the crown of thorns. Below the crown of thorns is an actual magnetic torus field. So you can compare the two and see that the crown of thorns is nothing but the personification of magnetism. Okay? And in the top right of that again is more Turtle Island art, Islamic art, showing you the different heavens. And below that is I took a torus field and I made different sizes and I put them inside of each other to show you what the earth is. It's a bunch of these little torus fields within torus fields. And it's a stairway to heaven, a big pyramid. The smallest one in the middle is the highest peak. You're looking at a pyramid from a top view. The further out you are, the flatter the ground is, but it's such a gradual climb, it seems flat. So we went over that. This is your all seeing eye. And we can compare this back to our collage and we see it's the same exact thing. Since a picture is worth many, many words, I can stop talking and just let you look at the pictures. Next slide. All right, that completes the slideshow. That completes the slideshow for today, people. And we're going to end it at this time. It was lovely. I hope we learned some more stuff today. If people asking me what happened to the previous live stream we did, it's up there. I put it back up there. I had to make it private so I can cut out the little mistake that we had. Remember, if you watch that stream, you know, we had a little blooper moment. I ain't going to bring it up. But yeah, that stream is now available if you want to go back and watch it. And I have edited and took that little bit of blooper up out of it. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, everybody, for sending in the donations. Mark Monagan, Alpha Wiz, Travis Jones. Thank you, my brother. And my brother Travis also sent in a super chat. Shout out to all of you, Nati Tafer and She Ether. Appreciate you guys' support. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and end this because I got things to do today. And I'm going to let you guys go away, too. I had to squeeze this in, get our Monday Mystery School in. Whenever I can't get it in the morning, you see it's just Monday Mystery School. I like to get it in the morning so we can have a Monday morning Mystery School. And then we can have the day for others, like an open panel. But today is Christmas Eve. I don't celebrate the holidays, but you know, I still had to come drop this through for y'all, but I'm going to let y'all get up out of here. And I thank y'all for tuning in. I really do, man. I can't express enough how much I appreciate y'all's support, the encouragement in the chat room, you know, the monetary donations, telling me how much you appreciate it, hitting the like button, sharing the stuff, putting the name out there, putting what we do out there, sharing it with others. I can't grow this community without y'all and word of mouth. See, we ain't got the luxury of these other Masons with the big platforms, but we got each other. And we can make our own shit popular and viral. But are you willing to share? How often are you sharing? That's what it's about. Sharing is caring. So if this stuff is enlightening you, it can enlighten others, you know. And I just want to say I appreciate y'all. I will be getting Cash App soon. Bear with me. I will be getting the Cash App very soon. Again, man, I love all of y'all in the chat room, yo. But I got to get up out of here. And I will be having an open panel and a panel where I'm going to be interacting with y'all in the chat, showing love and catching up with y'all. But I do got to run. So peace and much love, family. I'm going to leave y'all with some music, and I'll see you next time. And before we get out of here, let me give a big shout out to my sister, Billionaire Bit Club, for the super chat donation. Thank you too, my sister. I appreciate all of y'all. Peace and much love.